Hi guys, I'm Chelsea with Asana, and today's tutorial is all about Chaturanga. So there are two types of people with Chaturanga. The person who thinks they're doing it correctly and they're all confident about it and they're going like this, and ooh, here we go, Chaturanga, look at me. And then there's the people that are actually doing it in a safe way that's protecting your shoulders. So there's no right or wrong way, but there are a few differences in the way people practice Chaturanga. So, and if you're anything like me, I was that person doing the booty up, shoulders down, potentially risking injuring my shoulders. So I just wanted to show you how to do it correctly so that you won't waste years or months doing it incorrectly where you could potentially cause some harm to your body. Because again, I didn't, until I actually watched a tutorial on how to do this correctly, I was doing it all wrong. I'll admit, I was not doing it correctly. I was dropping my shoulders way too low, my booty was popping, and I was rushing through the process without actually learning the correct form or how to properly implement the pose. So we're going to be breaking that down today. Again, one of my favorite props we'll be using is blocks. So yeah, let's get started. So we'll show you how to do it on your knees first. And a great way to do this, if you ever put your block into third position, you will notice this is the exact height that your shoulders need to be in the posture. So you can rest your shoulders on the blocks and get correct form in this pose. But we're going to place them about, I don't know, 8 inches apart, maybe a whole foot apart. And we're going to put our left hand in between them. So this will help because a lot of people, when they come into Chaturanga, they lead with their elbows. So they'll just bend their elbows back, and you know what happens? Your block will fall because we do not want to be leading in this with our elbows. So we'll start out in tabletop posture, blocks in place. So knees under hips, wrists under shoulders, pressing through the index finger mound, fingers nice and wide. Again, we're on our knees, and this is the modified Chaturanga. We want to think about engaging our core here and pushing the mat away, so protracting our shoulders, pulling those shoulder blades away from each other instead of retracting in. Push them out, engaging that core. We should always have an engaged core in almost every yoga posture we are doing. So if you actively think about engaging your core in all of your poses, it'll bring you so much farther in gaining strength in your practice. So our core is engaged, we're pushing the mat away by protracting our shoulders, and instead of bending our elbows, we want to think about leaning forward. Inhale as we lean forward, exhale, dropping that shoulder to the block. Do you notice a 90-degree angle forming? Right now it looks like my booty's popping, but that's just because it's a modified pose. But do you notice this 90-degree angle? So if we would have bent our shoulder, we wouldn't have been at a 90-degree angle anymore. So that's really key for getting this posture right. So then we'll push back up. Let's do it one more time. Inhale as we lean forward, so bringing our shoulders over and beyond our wrists. Exhale as we drop our chest and chin towards the mat into Chaturanga. Exhale as we push back up, and voila. So we'll try this again in normal positioning now. So we'll start in high plank pose, keeping that block behind us. Again, a lot of people do Chaturanga, lead with the elbows. See how that block's about to fall? Again, we don't want that. Core is engaged here. Booty's in line with the rest of our torso. We're going to notice my feet here. Pay attention to my feet. We're going to inhale, shift our weight forward, coming onto our toes and bringing our shoulders beyond our wrists. Exhale, Chaturanga. Keeping that booty nice and low. 90-degree angle with the arms. Inhale back up. You can come back into downward facing dog if you'd like. Most of the time it leads into upward facing dog. So now we can remove our blocks and let's try it without that support. But you see, it's the perfect positioning to get that right 90-degree angle with the arms, and that prevents your shoulders from dropping too low. And that's exactly what we want to protect our shoulder girdle. And because over time, if you're doing it incorrectly, that can lead to overuse injuries because you're really straining your shoulders. So we want to try to avoid that. So let's get started. Come up into high plank pose, fingers nice and wide. Core is active. Inhale as we lean forward. We want to think about bending the elbows here, and let's wrap them towards our torso, wrapping our triceps. Exhale, Chaturanga. Inhale, back up. Drop to our knees if we needed. And it's as simple as that. So, I don't know about you, but that feels like you're not going low enough. And that's exactly how it felt for me. But this is the proper way to do it without injuring and without really dropping your shoulders. Because we don't want to be doing this like Chaturanga. Because that's really straining your shoulders. So think about pushing the mat away, engaging the core. Inhale as we come up onto our toes, leaning forward. Exhale. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. I know it's hard to hold yourself at that level without dropping low. A lot of people drop low because they just don't have the strength to support themselves up high and in the correct form of Chaturanga. So it's really doing yourself a favor not to rush through the Chaturangas in your yoga classes, because strength often comes in the transitional movements. So if you're just rushing through Chaturanga to get into upward facing dog, you're not building that strength and that engagement that you need to advance in your practice, and you're risking injury. So I hope you find this tutorial helpful. If you do, feel free to like this post and subscribe to my channel, and we'll see you guys next time. Please drop any suggestions for tutorials you have in the comment section. We'd love to hear them, and yeah, provide content for you. So thank you guys, and I will see you next time.